Hello everybody, Bryos here, and with the LRM changes coming in March 2019, I thought it'll be a good time to finally examine the changes and its impact on live games in the server. And for this, I'll lay out the changes, show you a build I am using for testing, and of course some gameplay. So first, let's look at the changes. Now, LRM fire can be categorized into indirect and direct fire, and the changes, as you can see from the image, are quite significant. They do have a different arc of fire. Indirect being pretty much similar to pre-patch, but unfortunately compared to pre-patch, there is a 10% missile spread nerf and a lock-on time change. As for the missile spread, I think that's good because it forces the missiles to spread all over the place. Not significant, but it gives you a nerf to the indirect fire, which is always a problem. Indirect lock-on is a cancer, and the lock-on time is going to be longer. As you are further away from the enemy, it does take a longer time. So that does discourage you from staying behind cover far away and LRMing the enemy. And then we now have the new one called direct fire. So if you're willing to have LOS to the enemy as you fire those missiles, it's gonna give you a buff. Compared to pre-patch times, the missile spread is actually a lot tighter. A 10% missile spread buff compared to pre-patch. So the missile is gonna be a lot more tighter, hitting in the areas you target. Well, better at least. And more importantly, the lock-on time is decreased by 20% and is not affected by range at all. So whether you're 100 meters or 500 meters away, the lock-on time is the same, and there is a reduction of 20% compared to pre-patch. And this, I feel, is the most significant because it does encourage you to move up with the team, get your own LOS and fire those missiles. And with an increase in the velocity, which is not stated in the text here, this combined with the arc of fire gives you a 40 to 45% reduction in time to target once you fire those missiles. So the idea of all this is to encourage your LRMboats to move up with the team, acquire your own LOS and fire those missiles. Of course, there's tag and arc beacon, which I will not highlight today. That one you can read up on your own. And for the purposes of this video, I will be using the Vapor Eagle. The Vapor Eagle is a 55-ton clan battle mech, and it's pretty popular. Popular because it's pretty mobile, has good hardpoints, and it has the ability to jump. This particular variant is the Vapor Eagle-3. Good because it has a few energy hardpoints, and more importantly, 3 missile hardpoints, as you can see on this wonderfully colored mech. And for those 3 missile hardpoints, I'm packing 3 LRM20s with Artemis. I forgot to mention the Artemis gives you a 20% tighter spread, so lots of tightness because we like it tight. 9.5 tons of ammunition, 5 jump jets, and an XL270 engine rounds up the build with a wonderful speed of 79.5. Not too fast for a medium mech, but not too slow either. And in terms of the skill tree, for the firepower tree, 37 SPs, mainly for some buffs like a 5% spread decrease. Tightness is always good. Missile crit damage of 15%, which doesn't do much if you refer to BlackHawkSC's video, which is linked below. Cooldown of 4.2, heat decrease of 7.2 is pretty nice because these missiles generate lots of ghost heat especially. Range of 7 and a velocity 15% increase rounds up the skill tree for some nice changes there. As for the survival tree, only 13 SPs. You're gonna hopefully not get shot too often, but being slow you will need some armor. 11% armor and 7% structure. For the operations tree, I've gone for my 13 SPs, which is pretty standard for my builds. That's for 5 nodes of heat capacity. But more importantly, 19 SPs in sensor tree. This is really important if you're carrying LRMs, mainly for the 28% sensor range increase, which of course will affect your lock-on time. Remember, the closer you are relative to sensor range, the faster you get locks. You also get a 20% target info gathering increase, a 3.5 second increase for the target decay duration, allowing you to hold the locks a bit longer, and 100% radar deprivation helps you with survivability. That's always really nice. And finally, for the auxiliary tree, with 9 SPs on this tree, I get 2 enhanced artillery strikes for a bit of damage buffs, and of course 2 cool shots because this can be a pretty hot build with those wonderful LRMs on this. Do take note, I am not running a tag on this particular build because I don't want to make it too cheesy, and I don't want to factor in the effectiveness of the tag. So let's get down to a game on Tourmaline Desert to show you the changes in game for the LRMs post March 2019. Let's go. So with this match on Tourmaline Desert, I'm going to move up with the team, try to get direct line of sight if possible, but once I take too much damage, I'm just going to raid LRMs indirectly.
New target acquired.
You guys having fun down here behind cover? Get up here, get up to the high ground where the battle is.
Talking of high ground, Tourmaline Desert has quite a few of these spires, which with jump jets you can go up And we have a target down below. Bravo. I think this is indirect, so might miss a few rounds. Spread is going to be pretty bad, and then we lose our line of sight. It's at the ECM, so it's going to be a bit harder to lock, affecting the lock time. Here we have Charlie in direct line of sight. Very fast lock on. The arc is shorter, so missiles are going to hit, and there they hit. Second salvo ready, so let's launch it. Straight away we get hits. That 40 to 45% increase in speed is really useful for those LRMs. Oops, taking fire, time to run away. Another target. This is considered line of sight if I can get the lock on. And yep, direct line of sight, very fast lock on. So as you can see, the lock on times are so much better now with fire direct line of sight. And with a good position, just rain LRMs on them. Oh, that guy took a beating. 1 kill for me. So of course, counter battery fire is going to be serious.
Circle around to the right here, or we're going to lose.
Using the jump jets to get line of sight on the target.
It won't
Took
last.
a beating, arm is falling off. So let's try to get under lock. Oops. Sorry, Sun Spider. Not enough jump juice. So gonna fall back a bit. Kinda out of position. Main force is on my right. And enemy has a direct line of sight to me. So here we have a friendly annihilator. Let's follow him.
Push it into the valley.
Direct line of sight again. Very fast lock-ons. So let's try not to draw too much aggro. Gonna support the team now. Now with my team pushing forward, especially this annihilator, I'm gonna alternate between direct, which I'm gonna try for here, and of course I'm indirect, because this is the main push. I don't want to be in front. So that's indirect fire. Nice arc over the terrain and friends.
Slowly but surely.
Can I get the direct? Oh, still indirect. That's direct. Oh, he's in trouble. He's gonna get LRM'd to death by me and the team. Very fast missiles, hitting almost instantaneously. Direct line of sight fire is wonderful.
Nice.
That it was.
Good
Very nice.
In my assault kit, Fox. Keep me alive.
Lima. Fafnir.
So as you can see, ECM is a problem. Can't really lock on. I'm gonna switch targets to something easier. Oh, we got a dire. And I'm gonna get line of sight direct. Look at the damage. Just beautiful. Gonna get a second salvo with direct line of sight. Oh, look at those missiles. Look at the CT. One more salvo. Direct line of sight. And he's down. The combination of direct line of sight missile spread bonuses with Artemis is just wonderful.
Lima's down.
Most of those missiles at that range hit that descend the torso of the dire, showing that direct line of sight is really good with LRMs nowadays. Still spreading damage like LRMs, but at least not all over the place. Not too bad anyway. So here are camping, and well, I don't want to lose my spot, so let's indirect people. That's ECM. I don't want to shoot ECM people. Hard to lock on.
Let's rush
So as you can see, direct line of sight is beautiful. I was able to lock onto this Marauder too easily. He is doing a suicide charge, and he couldn't die. Couldn't take him out with that salvo because of the spread. And goodbye. Yep, killed by friends. Double tap just to be safe. More direct line of sight firing. Just wrecks the enemy.
Still got armor though. So.
KMDD on that guy.
Yeah, I don't know if somebody can go capture in there.
Couldn't
Too
get
far
that
ahead.
one. So as you can see,
I guess they only got
supporting
one
the
left.
team, there's always a few mechs in front of me to draw aggro, and I'm just supporting them, using the jump jets to rain down
Oh, I saw them
LRMs
running
from
in
above.
F6.
And with that, it's 11 to something to 2, I think. So yeah, that's it. We're just gonna hunt down the last mech and, well, end the game. So let's fast forward. So as you could see from this match, the changes to the LRMs are pretty significant, and I do like them quite a lot. One of my criticisms of the LRMs pre-patch was the fact that they are damn boring, and the way they work, they don't encourage people to move up. In fact, it was way too effective firing indirectly with lock-on, and everybody just hides at the rear, you know. That's so easy. But with now direct line of sight, you are encouraged to move up and get your own locks. In fact, with Artemis, like this particular build has, you get a 20% missile spread decrease, which is really nice. In fact, compared to pre-patch times, with direct line of sight and Artemis and skills on this particular clan mech, I have a 35% missile spread decrease, and it's just beautiful.
Nice.
Good game,
We
guys.
needed those huge tactical benefits.
And with the game coming to an end, it was nice to move up with the team even though I have a LRMboat. 1046 damage, 2 kills, 3 KMDDs is a reward for that short range missile fire. Total score of 683. very nice and so sweet.